Hey guys, so today we were playing with the new Anastasia Subculture palette. Now, this video is not a clickbait video. It is not meant to bring any negativity towards the Anastasia as a brand or anything like that. I am just not having the best experience with this palette at this point in this review. And yeah, I'm gonna get right into the video. This is how the finished look is coming out, and you guys will be able to see a little bit of everything on how the shadows swatch, how they're applying, the issues I'm having with them. And yeah, I'm gonna leave in the description box some positive reviews down below so you guys can see those, so you can kind of make a more well-rounded decision. But as of right now, these shadows are not personally working for me. I do love every single other Anastasia palette, from the Mario palette to Modern Renaissance to anything else. But like I said, this is just not working for me for whatever reason, and it seems like the formula is a little bit more different. But again, you guys can kind of establish your own opinions based on this video. I'm going to provide some very close-up footage and swatches of everything so you guys can see exactly kind of where the review went wrong. I was actually going into this review with a very positive and excited mindset, and then the blending just kind of got weird, the shadows got patchy, they started to kind of ball up, and yeah, I'm not gonna ramble on any further. You guys can see for yourselves, and let's get into the video. Let's get into this palette. So this is a new Anastasia Subculture palette. Now, I'm just finding out that this got leaked already, so I'm not really keeping up with the times lately, apparently. I'm taking a little film off my mirror. And I already dipped into this earlier because I wanted to test out my look. I'm not going to be doing the look that I tested out because I just wasn't a fan of how it came out. I already primed my eyelids with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, obviously. Okay, so before we get into the actual demo, just a little bit of details, because of course I have to do my part and give you details. This palette is going to be $42. Available July 25th on the ABH website in the US and the UK. August 1st online at Sephora, Dillard's, Macy's, and Ulta Beauty. August 15th in stores. So yeah, those are the details. Honestly, you guys, I wasn't expecting it to look the way it did, and it just showed up on my doorstep. And I'm kind of just going in with an open mind today. Overall, how I feel about Anastasia palettes is they're very well thought out. The shadows are amazing, and I think the price is really good for what you get. Like, I would much rather buy this than a naked palette personally, but that's just me. And I feel like you get a lot more bang for your buck, and it's shadows that actually work. And the naked palettes are just, they are what they are. So moving on, I prime my eyes with Tarte Shape Tape. So the first color I'm going in with is going to be Dawn. Now, please just like give me a second, because I swatched this morning, and just to like see, I'm not really someone who swatches eyeshadows because I feel like they always are going to perform differently. So let's be real. Now, very pigmented on the fingers. Can we talk about that? Like, can we talk about that? Like, full pigment right away in a swatch, and it's a matte. Like, must be some sorcery. Anyway, so moving on, I'm gonna go in first with my Morphe M511, and I'm gonna dip into Dawn. Now, what I will say about this palette is that the shadows are very, very, very powdery. Now, if that's an issue for you, then you will not like this palette, because honestly, like, just me dipping in, it's very just powdery. I don't mind that personally, so yeah, moving on. And this color Dawn is a nice like medium tone brown, and it's just like a nice transition shade, very light brown. I love shades like this because it's just the easiest thing to just buff all over the lids. I actually have a photo shoot coming up in 2 days, and I think I'm going to use this for my look. Now, I've never been in a photo shoot. I've always done makeup for photo shoots in the past when I was freelancing. And I'm like kind of crapping bricks, like high key. Like, I'm nerve-sighted. Like, I'm nervous, but I'm excited. And I feel like it's a mind over matter. Like, once I get out of my head, I'll be fine. But I'm just really excited for you guys to see what it is. Like I could cry. But yeah, we can't talk about that yet. So moving on. So the color's blending out really nice, very smooth on the eyelids, It's not getting patchy or gross. I don't have a ton of fallout, but taking this Morphe M576, which is a nice like tapered blending brush, and I'm going in with New Wave. So you guys can kind of see how much, like how dusty, like it's very dusty, but it's also very pigmented. Now you guys know, if you've been following me for a long time, that I love yellow eyeshadow. And there's nothing wrong with that. I love yellow eyeshadow so much. I just feel like it's so complimentary to so many skin tones, especially like if you have a tan. Like as a transition shade, I love it. Alright guys, so that's the yellow built up. Now I'm gonna go in with, let's see, let me find a brush first. So I'm gonna go in with a brush, obviously, Morphe M573, and I'm gonna dip into a little bit of Roxy and a little bit of All Star, and look how much comes, like I barely like tap in, and a lot comes off. It's just like, it's intense. I think I'm taking more Roxy because that All Star shade kind of scares me at this point in my life, so I'm gonna take a little bit of that Roxy peachy shade. And these mattes, honestly, I haven't really experienced mattes like this that are this high in pigment. Like these are the type of mattes that you could get away with just packing all over your lid and not needing a base, which honestly you can't really find all the time. So I'm gonna take a little bit of fudge mixed with Roxy, and I'm gonna start to rock this on the outer corner. Now I'm taking that fudge shade by itself and kind of just packing it on the outer corner. I'm doing like a pack and blend, like you're packing but you're blending at the same time. So pack, blend. Okay, so next what I'm gonna do, just for the sake of the video and using as many shadows as possible, I'm gonna use the shade Destiny, which is like a nice camo green. And honestly, I love green eyeshadows, like especially this kind of green. It's just super nice. I'm just kind of rocking this through the crease to add some depth, but not too much. And greens like this are good because they kind of blend out into like a brown. Now I kind of feel like we can go in with a little bit of this All Star shade. Like this is so much pigment. It's kind of scary. And kind of go in the outer corner. You see? So much pigment. So again, be very careful with this palette. Like you want to kind of approach things not overly generous when it comes to the shadows. Proceed with caution. That's what I would say about this palette. So with my shimmer shades, I typically like to use some kind of sticky base, at least to try and attempt to prevent like shadows moving around or going upward like into my crease and stuff. Obviously it's still gonna happen because I have more of the hooded eye shape. So I'm actually using my Too Faced glitter glue. And then I'm gonna be going in with the shade Electric right here on a brush, if I can find. This is like an e.l.f. brush. And this is like a green, yellow, orange shade. It's weird. It's going on my finger. I do feel like this would apply better wet. I mean, the glitter glue obviously helps, but I feel like it would pick up more product on the brush if it was wet. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take All Star and Fudge together and kind of just, ooh, different brush, and just kind of rock it through. So definitely if you're trying to get full opacity, I would recommend kind of packing the shadows on. I'm even going to take the Fudge with my finger. I'm going to rock around it to kind of blend it out. So off camera, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish off this eye, and I'm going to do my whole foundation routine and whatnot, and I will be back to finish off the eyes and give my final review. Alright guys, so I did my face off camera. A couple things really quick. Now, I want to be very blatantly honest with this review because obviously it's a review and I'm not going to sit here and lie. This palette, I don't know if it's my eyes that are doing this or if it's the palette, but I don't know if you guys can see. I zoomed you guys in and let me show you what I'm seeing. So here, oh, quick disclaimer, I actually had to fully wipe off my eyeshadow and redo it over again. I did all the same exact steps, except I did not add Destiny and I did not use my Too Faced glitter glue just to give it the benefit of the doubt, and it's kind of getting worse than it was before. And then also, like this shade right here, I don't know if you can see, like just from using it, already has a pretty big dent in it, as well as this one right here. So I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm actually getting some separation here of where shadow's just not clinging on and it's almost over blending. Same thing along here. And then, so let me show you guys exactly like my thought process. So I'm going in with, so let's say I were to go in with the Roxy shade on my brush. And I start rocking through it just so I can show you guys, so there's no like, oh well you don't want to like it, or oh you just like, there's none of that because I love Anastasia. But there's just like, I don't know. And I always use Tarte Shape Tape as a base, as do most other YouTubers. So at this point in the video, I just think that you kind of have to gauge it based on other people's videos and see if anyone else has these same issues with these shadows. And it's almost like they're starting to over blend, and I don't know exactly how to go about it. I've wiped off my eyeshadow 3 times now to do this, and every time I'm getting this like separation. And then even if I go on with like a pencil brush, so I'm just gonna mess up my face at this point and just let it happen. So if I take All Star on a pencil brush, like that came off, that on my finger came from me just tapping my brush. So I'm taking the All Star shade and rocking it through my crease. Keep in mind I did not use anything as a base for my shimmer. I literally just wet my brush and that's it. Now I'm trying to blend it out. I'm going in with this color here, trying to blend. I'm blending the edges and nothing's really happening. So yeah, at this point in the review, I don't know where to go with this. Just because like, I don't know, like I've never had this happen. So I'm taking, just for the sake of the video, let's finish off this look. I'm taking Axis and Untamed on a flat brush, and I'm just gonna go on the lower lash line, and I zoomed you guys in this far because I want you to see exactly what's happening. So there's that. And then I'm gonna take a pencil brush with a little bit of New Wave and Roxy, and again, the brush is literally like jam-packed with pigment, which can be a good thing, but let me show you. Are you guys seeing how much is coming off? Like there's so much pigment, which obviously for swatch reasons could be a really good thing, but as far as application goes, I feel like it's becoming problematic. And I could not picture using this palette actually like after doing foundation because there's gonna be fallout everywhere. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like maybe I got like a bad palette, or I just don't know. Alright guys, so at this point I'm just actually gonna wrap up the video here because it honestly does not make sense to finish this look and throw on lashes and everything else. You guys can see like in plain sight what's happening. So yeah, I personally don't know, and it's kind of like I don't know what to say because I've never experienced it with Anastasia shadows. I feel like these are a lot more powdery than my past palettes I've had, from the Mario palette to the actual Modern Renaissance to anything else. These are very, very powdery, and I'm gonna insert little clips here and there so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. Now, I have experienced dry eyelids as of late, but it's never affected my shadow like this. So to be completely fair, it could be just my eyelids, honestly. It could be my eyelids, but I've even like with my MAC shadows that I've used, like they don't do this ever. So I don't really know how to finish off this video. I do want to do a disclaimer and just say that I do love Anastasia products, and I hope I'm not blacklisted for saying this, but I do want to be honest with you guys. Like there's no way to like finish off this look, you guys. Like I don't know what's going on. I don't know if this is only my experience. Now, I have looked up other reviews and there's not really any out there because the PR packages just got sent out a couple days ago. So yeah, I hope this is helpful. Please let me know in the comments if you guys have ever experienced this with eyeshadows. Now, I've used Tarte Shape Tape for every single look that I do for probably the past, I don't even know, probably like 3 months now, since it's been out actually. And I've never had an issue with that, and I even took the glitter glue out of the equation and I'm still experiencing these issues. So I don't really know what it is. I don't know if it's just my palette, I don't know if it's my technique. I mean, for me it's always been windshield wiper motion. That's how you do shadow. I do want to link down below the tutorial that I watched where her makeup looked amazing, just so you guys have a reference and see someone else's review and not just base it off mine, because I don't want it to be like a wildfire of people like, oh my god, I saw a bad review. Like, I don't want to do that, but at the same time I do want to share my experience. That's what my channel for. It's going to be honest, it's going to be raw, it's going to be unfiltered. I do love so many things from Anastasia, but this was just a dud for me. I am going to give it a week and probably come back to do another video with this, or at least try out a look, and if it does work out I will come back reporting otherwise. But as of right now, this palette is definitely a fail for me at this point. I do like the shimmers, but the mattes just do not work for me. Even the lid shade is so much different than their typical like titanium finish, like their eyeshadow henna or their matte shadow and blazing. Like I use those all the time and it's just not that powdery, and it's so much more pigmented and so much more on point. So I don't know. Hopefully there will be some kind of revelation, and hopefully maybe it was just I have a bad palette, or it was just a bad day for eyeshadow. But yeah, leave it in the comments below if you guys get your palettes, what happens with you guys, if you like it, if you don't have any of these issues. But for me, this is just not a doable thing. I have experienced eyeshadows that do not work to the best sometimes, but this is on another level for me personally. And it just like, it looks patchy, it looks unblended, it's not the cutest. And like even like the gold, like once it's on it's good. Not the gold, sorry, the green. Once it's on it's good, but oh, I got black shadow on my nose, that's great. Again, be on the lookout for other people's videos so you can get more than one opinion, because my opinion is not the one, the only, and the go-to, because honestly, it might just be me. It might just be it might just be my technique, my eyelids, my skin, because it's Sunday today and it just doesn't want to happen. I don't know. But yeah, so I hope you guys like this video. Give me a thumbs up if you want more reviews. And yeah, I hope you guys like this. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, I will see you then.